I do sometimes wonder if you ever watched the original Top Gear series, where they would take impractical cars and drive them across Africa or all these random places. I wonder if that was the inspiration for Lamborghini to make this vehicle. It looks almost like a video game car, like an off-road Huracan, right? Anyways, the Sterrato here is a $280,000 Huracan, 1,500 of which were made and all sold. I believe it's the last Huracan to be sold before its replacement comes along. Powered by a 5.2 liter V10, making 600 horsepower, 7-speed transmission, all-wheel drive, running on 19-inch wheels. Does 3.4 seconds to get 0 to 60 or 100. It's made of carbon fiber and aluminum chassis, and some of the panels are obviously plastic for durability. It's basically a raised Huracan, raised by 44 millimeters, but it can still go 160 miles per hour or 260 kilometers per hour, so still quite fast. Not really an off-road car though. There's very little protection on the bottom, so if you hit a rock, you're gonna mess it up. Alright, well, anyways, we got the MiniGT version of this thing. It's been out for a while, I think. Verde Gia Matte, if I had to guess what that was called. 779. Man, this company makes a lot of models. If you're new to collecting and you decide you want to collect MiniGTs, you better be rich. I mean, because even if you could buy them for original pricing, that's a lot of money right there. But the original releases, I assume, must have gone up in value, perhaps. This is officially licensed, by the way, if you care about legalities. So, for me, I kind of feel like hopefully it's a good design of a model that, you know, got approval from Lambo. But then again, Ferrari licenses stuff to Hot Wheels, so licensing doesn't mean you're going to get a good model. It just means that you just paid for licensing. Nice small packaging. You can collect it or not feel guilty throwing it out. Let's take a look at these images. I don't have the racing stripes on this photo here. These are the Lambo photos, I believe, from the website, so it's a little bit different. There's no brakes on a MiniGT. It's not priced high enough to have those extra parts. That would be interesting if they were somehow able to fit it in there. Alright. Well, I mean, the stance, I guess, looks pretty realistic. It's a raised Lambo. It does have kind of truck, big tread blocks, but it's an off-road Lambo, so I kind of accept it. It seems acceptable. And lo and behold, it actually tells you what this car is. It tells you it's a 2024 Sterrato, so that's nice. I wonder if that's something forced upon them by Lamborghini, or if it's a new decision. I haven't bought a diecast in a MiniGT in a while. Screwed together base here, but unfortunately you'll have to pry this piece of plastic to get to the other screw if you want to modify it. But from my experience, the glue that they use isn't like super glue. It's kind of, I think you can pry it off and just glue it back later. So being such a high stance, it's going to roll like a Hot Wheels. It's interesting. There's like ribbing or something on the side of this side skirt here. This vent, it does go in pretty deep. It's all black, so it makes sense. The printing of this blackout is really well done. The crispness of it, and then it does say Sterrato. That's nice. This is a really funky. It almost looks like a ceramic coat. You know, somehow the green and the gray flakes. It looks like a powder ceramic you would find on more industrial products, but that's just me. Maybe the real car is like that. The door handle detail is nice. The panel gaps are nicely thin, and then MiniGT is great with these rubbery mirrors, so you can drop it and hopefully you'll survive. You do have a raised, very thin molding painted black, so that's nice. I think there might be black up in there. There's some sort of recesses there, probably some vents. There's no actual silver in the mirrors. Again, the MiniGTs aren't expensive models, in my opinion, so you're not going to get everything, but at least it's recessed. You could add paint there pretty easily. So the fender flares, you can see these little divots there representing, I assume, body screws on the real car. is here as well, and then there's also a running light or a turn signal here painted silver. It does have this big dimple, and I do actually see that sensor on the front photograph. It's actually quite a big thing, but I almost think they could skip that. Even, I mean, it's going for realism, but it's really big. It's kind of distracting. So the texture in here looks good. The black separation of paint looks good. The more texture looks good here. All this black looks all right. I can feel texture there. You can hear it. Maybe even in there as well. So that's really well done. These really thin vents. You see these streaks are okay as well. And then you got the auxiliary lights there painted silver. I'm pretty sure they're plastic inserted pieces. They're nice. Some divots again. See if I can get in on that badge a little better. That's a pretty good badge, especially for the price of a MiniGT. There are much more expensive models with worse Lamborghini badges than that. So very, very well done. The headlights, they are clear plastic, and they do have some printing, but it's on the back side, so it looks like it's inside the lamp. I think that's really nice. Other MiniGTs and other models, they would just print on the outside just out of laziness. So that's a really nice detail, how they got all those squiggly lines inside on the back side. Okay, so the 63 and these stripes here, they look good. They're not decals, they're tampo printed, so unless the paint of the body goes bad, those should stay just as nice. So very cool. Wiper blade is raised quite a bit, looking black. The black out here I think is on the outside, that's fine. In your typical molded black interior of a model of this price range, looks pretty good. This is all nicely done. Little segments in the striping is nice. I'm losing focus here. Strange because it's black. Matte black as well. This vent here is just blanked off, I think. That's fine. But these louvers are real. You see the picket's going in there, and I think there might be an engine under there, see? I think it's probably just black, but if you took the time to unscrew this thing, you could paint that. Maybe it's silver, I don't know. But there's clearly some molded details of an engine under there, so that's really great. And it does say V10 right there, printed on with paint. Very good. Yeah, this paint job is nice. I would say it's a matte finish. It's not really glossy, because if you look at the reflection of my square LED, there's no edge. It's all just fading out because it's a matte. You can see here now in the glossy window, it's far more pronounced, the edge of the LED. So I like it. Oh, I suppose that's a fuel filler right there. Okay, the printing on that side looks good. What's going on here, though? Some sort of weirdness in the plastic. Yeah, it's kind of, oh, yeesh. I wish I never saw that. That's very rough, right? This side is perfectly fine. It's, I guess, the casting itself? I don't know if it's the casting or the paint process, but it's definitely not smooth. That could have been better for sure. But being an off-road Lambo, I guess it just hit a rock or something. I can live with it. The taillights are clear plastic and there's red behind them, so that's nice. The Lamborghini there, I'll try to hit focus. That's as good as I can get it. I can't tell, but maybe it does actually, maybe it is legible. I'm just looking through a phone screen. So the textures here look pretty good. The tailpipes have depth to them. Those look pretty good. Just looking at the rear photo, yeah, they are black tailpipes. I find that odd to hide such details on performance cars. Okay, vents there look good. All in all, I would say it looks pretty nice. This is all good as well. Little vent detail there. I didn't actually go into the wheels. I did talk about the tires, but the wheels are nicely molded. They seem to be like a gunmetal or possibly a metallic dark green. And then there is a Lambo badge printed in the middle of them. I didn't catch that the first time around, so that's a nice added detail that they got. Okay. Look at the photos. I guess this car comes with a black interior, so I don't feel the need to open it and repaint that interior, which is good because I'm lazy. I'm just going to show off 4 models today for comparison. This is a Kyosho of, I believe, the very first version, the LP 610-4. It's nice. It's got a little silver cross brace in the engine bay there. Kyosho also made this Trofeo LP8 620-2. So some sort of track car, and that's got a cool silver paint job. So MiniGT has this follow me police car thing, and they misspelled welcome. I don't know if they went back and corrected it. They may have. I like how this has a license plate printed on it, and all the graphics are printed. They look like, instead of they're not decals. I think I added my own brakes into that one. And the last one we can fit on is probably my favorite one. It's a MiniGT STO. And then these are 3D printed brakes I bought at some sort of diecast convention. They're fantastic, I think. But see, back here, they don't tell you what it is. So I sincerely hope that all MiniGTs now have printing on the bottom telling you what the car is. All I can tell you, if it didn't say STO there, all I would know is this is a crazy green colored car, right? I think I painted the interior of that one. I don't know which is your favorite. I'm still going with this. This thing looks awesome. I read an article. This is actually a relatively practical Lamborghini to drive, except for looking at the back end. You can't really see much. You should probably have a camera back there. But the raised ride height is obviously easy for daily driving. Alrighty, let's get these things out of cal. I have other Huracans you can look up. I wonder if some people call it Hurricane. So MiniGT, not the best quality control on this one, but I'm gonna let it slide because everything else looks pretty good, and it's an off-road vehicle, so I'm not too bothered by it. At least, even though the texture is weird, at least it's still all black. Even if the texture was scratched off, I could paint it black pretty easily. I kind of wish it did have a license plate though, knowing that the other one did. But in its defense, I guess this one doesn't have a license plate either. So that's it for today. There's a few other Lambos that MiniGT's put out, so I'm going to review those later on. Alright, so hopefully we'll see you in that video.